Alright,
Oh,
I
recording?
guess I'm gonna start off my Gilgamesh scaling.
Wait, who are the characters? Who are the characters?
I'm using Spawn and he's using Gilgamesh.
Let me just get my scans real quick. Hold on.
Alright, you can start your scaling.
Cool. Hold on, let me get
Wait,
my
where do you plan to scale him to?
planning to scaling him to outer versal.
Alright.
Go. Alright, so I'm gonna start my scaling. I'm gonna send all the scans to scans 1.
Alright, got it.
Okay. So the moon cell is stated to like be devoid of space and time. I meant distance and time, right? So I'll say like the moon cell should be like an outer versal size construct. Reason being like if you're above distance, essentially is just like a measurement of space, right? We can agree on that.
Yeah. Distance is a measurement of space.
Yeah. So
wait, are you using like
above...
comp Gilgamesh or like?
Yeah, this is comp Gil.
Alright.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll say like to be like above the concept of space, you'll also have to like that would also entail you being above the concept of time, right?
Huh? Wait, I didn't hear you. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I said to be above the concept of distance, you'd have to be above the concept of space, right? Since it's just a measurement of space. So if you're above the like the said concept
but distance is just a like minor like layer of space.
Not really. It's just like quantifying a certain amount of space, right?
Yeah, because like it's like saying like, all right, because I don't know a good analogy for it, but it's like if I'm above the measurement of space, that doesn't put me above like space. Because if I'm like, fuck, I don't know a really good analogy for this. Shit.
But why wouldn't it? That's like the question I'm basically trying to ask you.
So basically, right? Distance is just like a measurement of space, right? We agreed on that.
Yeah,
so
it's like a measurement or quantified space. Yeah.
If like, it's weird. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just agree because I don't know how to give a good analogy for it. So yeah, I'll just agree.
All right, cool. So I'll say moon cell should be like an outer versal size. Well, no, not even outer versal size, but it should just be like an outer realm. BB absorbs the moon cell and Gilgamesh scales above BB.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be scaling Gilgamesh to outer versal.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm just scaling the outer.
Alright, man. Alright, you okay with me starting my scaling now?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go.
Just to clarify, Spawn from like DC or Marvel. I just know you.
Technically neither. Which is a way that I could use to win, but I won't.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, because the version of Spawn that I'm using, isn't as broken as a lot of them. Because there's a lot of canon Spawn comics.
Yeah.
And one issue is in Marvel and the other issue is in DC.
Okay, I see.
So I'll just send this scan right here.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be my old at. If you don't believe me, I could do a lot of shit. But basically, right, here he kills his creator, Todd McFarlane. He's talking to him in the top left, like he even says his name, right? And the creator, right, would be like a decently omnipotent being for a novel because he controls everything inside of it. And here you can see he kills him, which is just put him instantly above that.
You're saying he kills an omnipotent. All right, so where he's killing the creator to?
Well, the creator would be able to control everything in the novel completely because he's creating it, which would just put him like omnipotent, boundless because he's just above everything.
Hold on. Are you trying to like correlate omnipotence to boundless?
Not necessarily, but like it would just put him at above everything because the concepts inside of the book, right, inside of the novel, would be under his control completely.
All right, let me just like put it like this, right? Just like a good analogy I like to use. So I'm just like getting it straight. You're scaling the balance, right?
I'm gonna scale him to metafictional transcendence.
Isn't that what does that scale? I don't think that's like.
I think that's boundless. No, that's boundless. I'm pretty sure that's boundless. Yeah.
Yeah, it's boundless.
We should have set like standards or wiki that we're agreeing to. We probably should have done that before the week, but it's cool. All right, so fucking so what standards do you abide by, like wiki wise?
I was just gonna use versus battle wiki. I mean.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I usually don't, but it's cool. I should have like clarified that in the beginning. That's my fault. So I'll say like let's say I'm a 2D being, right? And I write like a book, right? And let's say like now since I'm above that book is like a 1D book, right? That would mean I'm boundless to the people within that said book, right?
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be like basically what I'm saying. What I'm
Yeah, no,
getting at
that's
is
right.
like
Yeah, that basically gets at my point because he'd be above everything in his book, but then he still died to it.
okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm saying that I would be above everything in my book. So a character from like if that 1D character kills me, that like I'm a said omnipotent being to him, that doesn't mean I'm boundless via like verse wiki standards, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm still a 2D being.
But I mean, I could say the same thing with your character. Hold on, I gotta mute
No,
for a
because
second.
okay, that's cool. What's up, Westbound? You're judging, I guess. So
Yeah, I'm judging.
what verse do you scale?
I typically don't do cross-verse, but I guess I'll do Pokemon cross-verse, One Piece cross-verse, JoJo cross-verse, and Dragon Ball cross-verse.
Yeah, I heard like fucking JoJo GER is like pretty broken, right?
Yeah, GER is pretty broken. I'm here for a little bit, but I might have to mute again in a sec. But
Okay, cool.
so yeah, I kind of understand your analogy, but then I can just go into metafictional transcendence off of this, and I won't really need this point.
All right, that's cool. Like you can be like metafictional transcendence to his verse, but that wouldn't scale to anything without knowing like where his cosmology scales to.
Well, that's basically what I gotta get into. So basically, hold on, let me go find it. Here, I'll just use this scan.
Okay.
So you asked earlier about if he was in Marvel or DC, and I explained that he's not technically in either, because he's just owned by his own creator. So here he's in the Marvelverse because Red Skull is a Marvel character, and on the top left, I'm pretty sure that's Green Lantern, and you can even see Iron Man's helmet.
Hold on. My like phone ran out of battery. My AirPods. Let me leave and join back real quick. And I'm back. That's my fault. All right, keep going. I didn't hear what you said, by the way. That was my fault. Someone like called me and it fucked up my mic.
No, that's not what I was laughing at. This nigga sent me a video, and it's this guy recording a music video, but these two people are fucking in the background, and it's just like blurred with an emoji. It's literally blurred with the fucking tongue out emoji, but you can literally see her like fully, and you can hear her moaning. Shit's so funny. But yeah, as I was saying, right? So because I already explained how he wasn't owned by Marvel or DC, and he's owned by his own creator, Todd McFarlane, right? And in this scan, you can see that it looks like Green Lantern, but I won't assume that. But you can see Iron Man's helmet here with all of this blood and guts, and he even kills Red Skull here, which is a Marvel copyrighted character. Like he's owned by Marvel. Which just proves that he's not in his own verse at all anymore, which means he fully transcended out of his own verse. And I have more proof of that.
Hold on. So you're trying to like correlate cross verse, like for example, like you're aware that like Goku and One Piece had like a cross verse together, right?
Yes.
I don't believe it was canon.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was canon, but I'm saying like they had a cross verse. You wouldn't say that Goku just transcends his verse because of that. You would just say that it's like a cross verse or special event. That wouldn't scale to anything.
What?
I'm saying that going to another verse doesn't scale to anything.
I mean, he had to like fully transcend out of his own verse to go there because it's not like a crossover like thing, you know? Because it's weird. I guess what you're getting at.
Yeah, was he shown to like travel like outside of his verse to this verse? Because this can also just be like a canon. It can just be canon. Wait, are you using comp or no?
No, I won't.
Okay, cool.
It might
So I
cost
said,
me the debate, but I won't.
all right, so like I'm saying, like this can be like a different continuity, right? It can still be canon, but it doesn't have to be canon to like main timeline spawn.
I mean, I'm using this version of Spawn.
Okay,
This
that's
version
cool.
of this. I'm using this canon of Spawn.
Then why can't this canon of spawn just like be inside of this verse, right? Why does it mean that he had to travel from his said verse?
I know, no, I was using this to go into my next point, just in case you wouldn't fully accept this, because my next scan shows him in another verse in the same comic where he kills Darth Vader and Yoda.
So shows him in another verse in the same comment.
Yeah, he's in the Star Wars verse, right? Because you can see Darth Vader and Yoda.
All right, cool.
And are do you know who Darth Vader and Yoda are before we
I know
continue?
that they're Star Wars characters. Yeah.
Have you seen Star Wars at all?
No.
Fuck. All right, I can't really go into my next point. I mean, I could. All right, so basically, right. Hold on. Darth Vader deflecting lasers. Let's see if I can just find something.
That's cool.
Bro, this
And
nigga doesn't know anything.
we're trying to like scale this too, by the way.
I was just gonna go because in Star Wars, right? The Jedi, right? They deflect bullets shot from lasers, which would be made of light. I wouldn't necessarily scale that to light unless you agreed to that, but like it'd be much faster, like than a normal bullet, right?
Yeah. So what, you're scaling that to FTL?
I'm just talking about how we use a gun here that's looks relatively normal to kill these two people that very blatantly deflect lasers like easily.
All right. So yeah. So you're scaling them to these people who deflect lasers. So you're scaling to like FTL, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that doesn't really matter
I'll agree to like
because
FTL
again,
spawn.
he's literally trying. He's shown to move through multiple different verses, and I have another skin. You know who Deadpool is, right?
Yes.
You are aware that Deadpool has a immense healing factor, correct?
He has regeneration. I think. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So basically, right. In this scan, it shows that he killed Deadpool. I don't have to go into the curse part, but he is cursed by Thanos so that he can't die because Thanos. So basically, Thanos is in love with Lady Death,
Hey, go.
Mm-hmm.
but Lady
Hold on.
Death.
Let's just like set what like we've established so far, right? So from what I can get, you scaled spawn to like FTL via scaling to people who deflect lasers, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so FTL spawn, and then you're also now you're getting into like your Deadpool scaling now, right?
I'm kinda, yeah.
Okay.
But so basically, right. Lady Death is in love with Deadpool, but Thanos is in love with Lady Death. So Thanos cursed Deadpool so that he can't die, so that he can't go be with her. And you already know of his healing factor, but here he just gets murdered by bullets.
Okay, cool. So immortality negation.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, cool.
Or it could be death in it, but yeah, immortality manipulation.
So I'll just say like since we've already agreed that he's FTL, and we've agreed that like Gil's outer, right? That would just like by virtue mean that Gil just speed blitzes, right? Since outer blitzes
I'm still
equals
going.
outer.
I'm still going. But if I can get him higher, then he would just instantly put his speed above. Because if he's above outer, because I'm pretty sure there's a whole thing that says if they're outer, then they have to be.
Yeah, if we're going
What
by
is it?
verse wiki, yeah.
Yeah.
Irrelevant page.
And then in this scan, it proves if all of the other things wouldn't help, he's straight up reading his own comic in this panel, which just proves that he's not inside of his comic anymore. Which means he's just.
Okay, cool. So we trans. Oh, what the hell?
I was
You
saying,
get to move. Okay, good.
basically just fully transcended out of it into a
Okay, cool. So we
null
transcended his
realm.
verse, right?
Yeah, completely, multiple times.
Okay, cool. So where does his verse go? Well, the cosmology of his verse.
Bro, hold on, let me find this. I don't even know if that I.
Because if it's just like a normal universe and then he transcends that, that would just be like 5D. It wouldn't really scale to anything too impressive. And I can argue it's like still 4D, but I don't really feel like. I'll just say 5D since it doesn't really matter.
Fuck. Hold on. Let's see if I can find the actual. Oh, this is so annoying. Since most of his scans are in the Marvelverse, would you be fine with just using the Marvel cosmology?
You've already established that he doesn't belong to neither Marvel or like.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you can also see that he's moved in and out of the Marvel verse, which means you'd still be bound by that cosmology when he's in that verse, would he not?
When he's inside of the verse, he'd be bound. All right, so if I'm like a 5D being and I go inside of a 4D plane of reality, that wouldn't mean I'm bound by it.
I mean, no, but I'm saying, right, so basically, right, if I were to move into the Marvelverse, right, then I would now be bound by the Marvel cosmology. So I'd still be a lesser being. So
I
if
mean,
I'm a 5D, if I'm
what
5D in my verse, but then go to another verse, right, the 5D beings in that verse would be higher than me because the cosmology is different.
the 5D beings in that verse would be? Sure, I'll stay man.
What?
I'll stay man for now. Keep going.
Fuck.
What happened? Hold on. I'm in the bear right now.
Hold on,
I check it out there. I'm not even the judge anymore. So,
hold on,
right now.
I should think this is literally the entire comic. Crazy. Fuck.
I'm
Alright, so basically, where he kills his own comic, and that's his own verse. We established that, and he killed his own thing. So he'd be stronger than an omnipotent from his verse, right?
he's stronger than omnipotent within his verse. Yeah, sure. He's stronger than an omnipotent author within his verse.
Yeah, so that would just make him omnipotent, correct? From in his, quote unquote in his own verse, right?
That would make him omnipotent within his own verse.
Alright, so because we already agreed to that part, right? At the when I was
So the
first
Arthur
killed
is
this part.
omnipotent, and then he kills the Arthur, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to establish something real quick because I feel like this is going somewhere. So I just want to say like, if I create someone, that said creation can still grow to be stronger than me. I just want to establish that.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're
Okay.
saying.
Okay. Cool.
But basically, right in the comic, right? Because I already fully explained this in you when we talked about it. I don't know if you agreed yet. So if in the comic, right, he would control everything like God. He's basically God in his comic, right?
He wouldn't. He wouldn't control everything. He wouldn't control the people that's stronger than him within that verse.
But how would
'Cause
something that he created, right? Something that he created and technically would be in his mind be stronger than him?
it can grow to be. That's why I just said like your creation can grow to be stronger than you. Can like train to become stronger than you. Just like how he trained to become stronger
But
than the author.
you can't train to gain omnipotence.
Yeah, but omnipotence isn't a tier. It just means that you're all powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Which means he'd just be all powerful, right? And basically, right, with the way crossverse works,
Hold
right?
on. That
If
would
I were to
already. If you're trying to say that he couldn't train to become omnipotent, then how did he train to become omnipotent and kill an omnipotent
I never
Arthur?
said he trained. I never showed that he trained. I never showed
All
that
right.
he
Well,
trained.
obviously he grew stronger.
I
That
mean,
doesn't have to be via
he
training.
killed this omnipotent being, right? Which means he would also be omnipotent or stronger.
Midnight, I have a
Or
That would
question.
just. That would just. Yeah.
Are you the best in your clan?
Um. Sure. I guess.
Okay. You guys can keep going.
Okay.
all right, so but we already fully agreed that he'd have full control over everything inside
Yeah,
of the
but
comic.
I'm saying that he would have control over the cosmology, but not like people that scale over the Arthur.
But they can't. How? That doesn't really make sense.
That's why I've already established that you can still get stronger and become stronger than the creator. Just like how if I create a robot, that robot can still like train or whatever to get stronger than me.
Yeah, but that's the thing about robots, right? So if a robot can only have the knowledge that you give it, unless it's a learning AI where it continues to learn, but this is clearly not an AI based thing because it's a comic. It's a comic book character. It's a fictional being.
Yeah, that wasn't made to be taken like literal. I'm just giving you an
I know.
example
I'm
of
just
how
saying.
shit
So
could
this is
play
like
out.
fictional character, right? And he kills the person that has full control over him because
Well,
the
obviously
author
he
would have
doesn't.
full control over his
Obviously
physical
he doesn't
or
have
his
full
fictional
control
character.
over this like said being though if he's able to kill him.
Well, I mean, I yeah, but that just proves that he's just like better, you know. He's just stronger. He's in general like he's just able
Sure, he's
to
stronger.
kill him.
All right, sure, he's stronger than the Arthur. What does the Arthur scale?
The author would scale to omnipotent because he's God. He's all powerful. He
And
can
where does
control
omnipotent
everything.
scale?
Omnipotent is all powerful, which
Where does
means they
omnipotent
just
scale?
all right. Omnipotent would be balanced, right, Judge?
No, it wouldn't. Why would it be
I
balanced?
can't tell any. I can't say anything, or else that would be
All
biased.
right, hold on. That's why I already established that if I'm omnipotent over a 2D. All right, so you're aware of like the definition of omnipotent, right?
Uh, yeah, I am. It's all powerful or having all
Exactly.
power.
All powerful, right? So if I'm all powerful within a 2D verse, right, that wouldn't grant me boundless, right? That would just mean that I'm 2D.
But this analogy doesn't matter for our situation.
It does.
No, because all right, so that would be like saying, right, Gilgamesh doesn't have any of his powers in a neutral verse or in another verse if they were to fight,
Yeah, but
because we did that in his verse.
I'm saying if Gil is power is like omnipotent within like let's say an outer versal plane of reality, right? he would have to be outerversal. So if you take
If
this
he
to a
was
neutral verse, you have to
omnipotent
take all the outer powers.
if he was omnipotent in any power, he'd be omnipotent in all of that cosmology. Like the
Yeah,
one
all
above
within.
all is omnipotent in the entire cosmology. So if
Yeah,
he is
that's why I said. That's
if
why
the
I asked you
author
within the
is
cosmology
omnipotent,
scales.
yeah, if the cosmology is literally just like normal, I don't know what you're asking me to
All right,
prove.
then he's 5D.
I mean, right, but still, it doesn't matter because if
Why
he is
not?
omnipotent, right? Because just because our verses don't work the same, it still the powers would still go past. So if this Kerosene I kill, right, this omnipotent being that I kill, right, then I would be omnipotent as well.
So, all right. So just because he's all powerful within his verse, that correlates to all other verses. What you're trying to say?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. All right, because if they were to fight, right,
Mm-hmm.
then their powers from their verse would cross over into the verse where they are fighting.
Okay.
So if I am omnipotent in my verse, that means I'm omnipotent in this fight.
Yeah, you're all powerful within your verse, right? If all power within your verse is 5D, right, then you would be a 5D being. What you're doing is like a no limits fallacy.
How is that a no limits fallacy?
So it's like saying since he can like basically fuck up anyone within his verse, right? If we were to take that to a neutral verse, it would apply to all other verses.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can. No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know
saying.
you're saying you're trying to treat omnipotence as if it's an ability.
It's a state of existence, is it not?
Yeah, it's just a state of being, right? So if my state
So,
of being is omnipotent within a 4D plane of reality, right? I can just
but
be a 4 to
if you're
5D being. I
omnipotent,
don't
right,
have to
then
scale it
you're
anyway.
all yeah. If you're omnipotent and you say you're in a 4D plane of reality, then you can just move.
I can
Because
do
you're all
anything.
powerful, that means you have. That means you literally have power over everything. You were all powerful. You have
Yeah,
all
all
power,
he stated to
which
be
means you're
omnipotent
not. Which
within
means you
his
wouldn't.
verse, right?
Which means
Not
you'd be
within
able to
fate for entire
leave.
verse.
Which means that's. Shit. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. But we didn't agree where they'd be fighting. Are they fighting in a neutral
It's a
verse?
neutral verse, standard
If
battle
they're in a
intentions.
neutral
Since we
verse,
agreed to
then his
like scale
state of
verse wiki.
existence would cross over into the
Yeah, and his state of
neutral
existence is
verse.
only 5D.
His state of existence is still omnipotent, which means he's all
It's
powerful and he can have
5D.
any hacks.
Omnipotent inside of his
Either
verse is
way, all right,
5D is what I'm trying to say.
omnipotent. All right, so even if he's only 5D, right, and omnipotent, isn't Gilg still 4D or 3D?
No, we already established that Gil's universal.
Shit. But. mm, But I can still if he's all powerful, right? Then he just has all hacks and any speed he wants because he's all powerful. He can
No,
does what
he's
he
all
wants.
powerful inside of his verse. So he'd only
Yeah,
have the
yeah. So
hex
in his
that
so
has
he'd
been
still
displayed within
have
his verse.
everything.
Yeah,
All
he
right,
would have
then
all the hex that's been displayed in his verse.
Gil only has his powers in his verse.
Gale only has the powers in his verse, which would be outerversal. Cool.
But this is Outerversal is a state of existence.
No, outerversal is an
Omnipotence is
AP. Like
also a state of
I can have
existence.
outer. Yeah, sure, it can also be a state of existence, but I'm saying that his AP is outer.
How all right? So how can yours cross over into the neutral verse but mine cannot? I
I'm
get that
not
it's not a power.
because
I know you're saying it's not a power, but like
yeah,
it's my state of existence. If I
I
like
know. I'm saying that his omnipotence state of existence is only 5D. Is what I'm trying to say. It's like saying, cause it's like saying if I'm omnipotent over a 1D plane of reality that I'm boundless. That doesn't make sense. Those two don't correlate with each other. People try to like equivalate omnipotence and boundless when like verse wiki, since that's like the standards we're abiding by, states that being omnipotent isn't like enough to be boundless anyway.
fuck, I'm gonna have to concede. Holy shit, I might. Hold on. I'm pretty sure this is literally the entire comic too, which sucks. Hold on. Give me a sec. So I I still don't understand why my state of being cannot transfer
Oh
into a
no.
neutral verse.
Let's
I'm
just
still
establish
really
this, right? So
understand.
you're trying to scale into boundless, right?
I'm trying to scale in. Technically, yeah. Technically, yeah. He'd be boundless.
Okay. So I'm gonna just
Okay.
say this, right? So even if we're not going against like the omnipotence thing, right? Verse wiki states, since we've agreed to verse wiki standards, that even being omnipotent is not a reason for a character to scale to boundless. It's not enough. So even by like the standards that we agreed to, like your scaling is like Felicia's.
No. He scaled up boundless because he killed his author, which author has controlled over everything. So
Yeah, but his Barther,
he'd become an abstract concept
you've
because
already
of
said
transcending out of his
that
verse.
the
I
Arthur's
did that.
omnipotent though.
Yeah. So all
So
right.
him
So the
scaling
author.
above
The author.
omnipotence
Oh my
by
god.
verse wiki standards isn't boundless either way.
I'm not saying he's boundless because he's omnipotent. I'm saying he's boundless because he became an abstract concept after he killed. Because all right. So
He
concepts
became
are
an
thoughts.
abstract concept.
Concepts are thoughts, right? He became an abstract thought when
No,
he
to be
killed the person whose mind whose thought he is. And I'm saying he's omnipotent because he killed the person that like has full control over everything.
So are you aware that
Completely.
like not all abstract things equal boundless? That it had to be abstract to like a transcendental like degree, right?
Does versus Battle Wiki not state that it has to be that it's an abstract concept?
Yeah. They state that it's abstract that transcends even high 1A constructs.
Do you want me to
Yes,
quote it?
intervene.
No, I'll quote
Yeah,
it. I'll quote it.
Quote it.
Yeah. It
I'll get
says
the definition and just post in the scanned one. Actually, that'd probably be better.
yeah.
We can both read it.
It basically directly states for boundless that you have to be characters who just demonstrate equivalence to or can create, destroy, / affect transcendental abstract levels of existence. Take it as you will. So you guys can argue
So
on that.
yeah, that's what I was saying, right? So
Transcendental levels of abstract existence.
the
Why is it
author would be
transcendental?
an abstract would have abstract existence.
All right, but I'm saying, all right, let's keep reading like the bound. Like, let me just get the specific note I'm talking about. Characters at this level must, meaning that they have to, transcend high 1A characters, as high 1A characters must transcend 1A characters. He didn't fulfill that side of the definition for boundless.
Well,
And that's something that's like essential to being
are you
boundless.
expecting there to be one person of every single tier in the comic for him to kill so
I
that he
mean,
can be that high?
I'm not saying that like there has to be an outerversal character for you to be outerversal. I'm just saying that there's nothing in the cosmology and there's no characters that would like scale him that high, even if he is omnipotent in this said verse. Like, there's no reason for him to be omnipotent. There's no feats that put him on that level, so there's no reason for us to say that he is omnipotent.
All right. If I read a book, I control everything that goes on in that book. Correct?
If you read a book, no. If you write
I
it,
said
no.
if I wrote a book,
Oh, okay, sure. If
I
you're
would
writing a book,
control everything that goes on in this book. Correct?
cool.
A comic is a book,
Cool.
so I control everything in this book completely.
I mean, he controls, yeah, everything that he's writing, he controls, sure. But the author still controls him at the end of the day.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I wrote this book, which means I control anything that can happen in this book.
All right, if you control anything that happens in a 2D book, are you boundless?
So what I'm saying, if I write this book,
Okay, sure. If you read a book, yes, you control everything that goes on within that book. Okay,
and
where are you going
then
with that?
if this fictional character I created, right, were to leave this book that I created and put him in and fucking kill me, that would put him instantly higher than me. There's
Cool.
no way one person can train to become strong enough to leave their full cosmology and creation and fictional world and kill their creator. You cannot train to do that.
Why not? You
And
already established that you can control everything in your book, so why can't you just
yeah,
write a character to do
exactly.
that?
I control
Why
everything.
can't you just write a character to write, oh, the character pops out the book and kills my bitch ass? Since you control everything that happens.
Why would I want him to kill me? Why would I
I'm just
want
saying,
to
no,
die?
you said that you can't, right? You can. It's just that you
No.
won't want that to happen.
Yeah, all right. I'd rather
And
not die.
all you like proved that like you can't train to like get stronger than the Arthur, which your character did.
There's no proof. Can you prove that he trained? I want
All
to
right,
see where
sure,
he
sure,
trained.
cool. He didn't have to train. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that he got strong enough to get stronger than the Arthur. I don't really care about the training aspect. I was just saying that he
Exactly.
got stronger.
Which wouldn't make sense at all. Honestly, I can also just scale him to outer by saying it isn't logical for him to just become stronger than me, who controls everything that he does in his entire life. And anything that he's ever thought of was my doing.
All right,
And
it
everything
actually
he's
is
ever
logical.
done
I've
is
already
my
all
thought.
right. So two things are wrong with like that scaling or whatever. So for one, obviously it is logical. I've already like explained why it is. You can just write the character to kill you. And then for two, even if it was illogical, right? Are you trying to like scale that to trans duality?
That's a big word. I don't know what the fuck that
Trans
means.
duality in verse wiki basically means that you're like above dual systems. So like above like yin yang and things like that.
Sure. What did that?
Okay. So are you aware that there's like they have like a note saying that if you're above like one specific dual system, such as like life and death or left and right, if you're only above like that one dual system, that you're not out of versal by virtue. You have to be above like all dual systems. So even if it was illogical, it still wouldn't be out of versal.
All right. I don't really care. Either way,
Okay.
I'm still saying.
I was just saying that I was just going against the point. Like you said that you can't kill him the outer off of that, but I'm saying why you can.
All right. I'm still saying. Right. It doesn't make any sense for someone to be able to become strong enough to kill the person that has complete control over them, and then you're saying, what if I just write it so he kills me? Right.
Okay.
That's fair. That's a fair point. But it still would put him stronger than me if he can harm me.
Okay,
Harm
that's
the
what I'm saying.
person
He
that
only scales
controls
above the
everything.
Arthur, but you're not telling me where the Arthur scales.
The author, that's what I'm explaining. He controls everything,
Within
right?
his book,
If
yes,
he
the
is
Arthur
a
controls
real
everything within
person,
that
right?
book.
He's a real person, right?
No, the Arthur within that book isn't a real person. Like obviously a fictional Arthur that the real
Exactly,
Arthur
because
wrote.
because the real author is not going to murder himself, which is why it's only metafictional transcendence. He's transcending above his own fiction completely.
No, it's all right. So this is like basically what I got from that scan of him killing that said Arthur, right? So it's like the IRL Arthur, right, wrote a fictional Arthur who wrote them. So him transcending that said fictional Arthur would only scale to whatever plane of existence that fictional Arthur was on, which is why I was like persistent in asking you to scale like the Arthur, because obviously it's not the IRL Arthur. We can see it's not.
Um, well, fuck. This is weird. Well, I mean, alright, so there's gotta be alright, so I can say that the author created this author that's in the book, right?
Yeah.
He created all existence within the verse. Honestly, multiple verses because of all of the comics that Spawn is in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's
I
created
mean,
all of these.
you've already established that like Spawn has the ability to go throughout multiple verses. So why does this Arthur? Why is he responsible for all the verses that this character
I'm
is in?
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying responsible for every single possible verse that he's been in.
All right,
I'm
but I'm
saying,
saying why is he responsible for multiple verses and not just this one verse?
um, no, he's still responsible just for this one verse. I'm saying for this one comic. I meant for this one comic. This comic. This canon. This current canon
Okay.
that we're
All
going
right, yeah,
through.
the continuity that you're reading. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, right. It's proven that there is another comic that Spawn has read. It proves that by saying, "Remember all of those stories you made about me? They suck." And it shows that he's reading his own comic that's about him, which would make multiple different planes of existence. He created all of existence within the verse, meaning he would create all of the dual systems, the time, space, and all laws of principle and reality itself.
No, because all dual systems don't have to exist within that verse.
I said everything in the verse, did I not?
Okay, yeah, that's my fault.
Which means he created all dual systems, time, space, and laws, principles, and reality itself in the verse,
Okay, cool.
and then proceeded to get murdered.
Wait, so why just because he has all these hacks, why does Spawn have them? Like, if I kill
I'm not
someone that
saying he
like,
has the hacks. What? No, I'm saying that he
okay, so
scales.
he's scaled above that.
I'm
Okay, cool.
saying
We've
he'd
already
be
established this. This is like getting
boundless now. No,
circular.
yeah, exactly. He would be boundless because of all of these things that this creator has done just to get negged passively by
But the
a gun.
creator hasn't done anything that scales to boundless.
All right, Judge, this is
All
getting
he,
circular.
yeah, but all you said was that he created dual systems and all this other bullshit that exists within the verse, but none of those things of which you stated are boundless. So what I'm asking you is why is transcending a non-boundless being scaling you to boundless? That doesn't make any sense. It's completely illogical.
He created
Okay, let
reality.
me.
Yeah,
Okay, let
Judge.
me. Let me restate what he meant. What he
Okay,
said
so
was that this author created existence and everything within it, which is boundless because he created every single principle,
all
every
right, but
single
those
law,
principles, all right, I understand that, but I'm
every
saying that those
single
principles and laws in which he
yeah.
created aren't boundless. He would have to prove that those things scale to boundless.
That makes no sense.
Principles and laws.
Time,
Why do they?
space,
Time,
and
space. All right, sure. That's 4D.
time, space, and all dual systems.
Sure, he didn't even create all dual systems. He only created all dual systems in which exist in the verse. So you would have to prove to me that in this verse all dual systems exist there. If not, I'll just dismiss that argument.
Okay. Well, he can.
Just,
I'm just stating what he said.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
this
cool.
is
Yeah.
this is kind of ratty. I'm not gonna lie, because
It's
then by
talented.
him. All right, so your scale for Gil, I'm not gonna backtrack fully because I can't debunk it. I already accepted it. But you're
Yeah.
basically just contradicting yourself because he absorbed the moon cell that absorbed what? How many concepts that
The
only
moon cell
exist
is
in
an outer
that
versal realm, is
verse?
what I'm saying.
So it really just doesn't make sense at all
No,
for
no, no,
you
no.
to
Because
just go
I've
back on
proved.
this,
No, no, no,
because
no. What I'm
those
saying.
concepts only
Two things are
exist
wrong
in
with your
that
like
verse.
logic, right? So one, I've already proven that by verse wiki standards, it's an outer versal realm, right? What you're saying is like in this verse, in this specific verse, this is outer versal, but you can't prove that like within verse wiki standards that's outer versal. Like the point I'm trying to get at. And even if I were to like said like even if we were to say like, oh, but your scaling's contradicting what I'm saying, it doesn't even matter because I could just like backtrack on what I'm saying because it was simply just because it was beneficial to me.
I mean, it kind of seems a lot like that.
But I'm not doing that because I'm not even scaling Gil to omnipotent. I'm just saying by verse wiki standards, this said construct is outer.
Okay. You guys want to go to conclusions?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Okay.
All right. So you want me to conclude first, or
What?
you want me to conclude first? Or you want to conclude first?
You can conclude first.
No, he scaled
Okay.
first. I'll conclude first.
Okay.
Oh,
Well.
okay.
All right, so Judge, since I'm mainly trying to convince you and not the person I'm debating that my character is boundless, right? Because I never dropped the point, so you can't say that I conceded to boundless because I'm still
Cool.
believe that he's boundless. I'm
Cool.
saying that I believe my character is boundless because he killed the author, right?
Okay.
This author created all dual system, time, space, all laws, principles, and reality itself of this entire verse, and then proved more since he's been to multiple verses and killed multiple people in these verses, along with killing an immortal being, right? That's cursed to not be able to die.
Okay.
That's why I believe my character is omnipotent for killing the author and boundless for again killing the author who created all of these things and would just shit stomp Gil.
All right. So in conclusion, I've already proven that like via verse wiki standards, which is a standard that both me and my opponent like agreed to debate on,
Yep.
that Gilgamesh qualifies for outer versal via scaling above the moon cell, which is a set outer realm, which we've agreed on by the way. And
Oh wait. I have a question.
cool.
Like, I know you guys already agreed on that, but I just want to like know how it got. I'm not gonna contest it. I just want to know
Okay, cool,
how
cool.
you got it to outer.
Yeah. So I said it's stated to be above distance. The concepts of distance and time. Distance is just quantified space, so to be above distance, it also has to be above space.
Oh, the concepts of time and space, and that's how you got it to outer, and since he absorbed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he
Okay.
said about
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
who did
Yeah.
above it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You can continue. I was just asking.
Okay, yeah. So I've proven that Gil was outer versal via verse wiki standards. And then I've listened to my opponent's like scaling, and he's proven that like his character's omnipotent within his said verse. He's proven that his opponent scales above the said Arthur, who created all these concepts such as like law manipulation, reality warping, and basically just the whole cosmology as a whole. And when I've asked him where does this cosmology scales, he didn't really like specify on that. And he kept on like doing this like weird circular argument in which he states that like my character is omnipotent, and I've already like made a point that states that like verse wiki says that even if you're omnipotent, that doesn't qualify for boundless. Which
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't like contend well. I feel like he just dismissed the argument.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, he's also brought up like the Deadpool shit, which I just said is immortality negation doesn't scale anywhere. And yeah,
Yep.
it was just like a circular argument, and I don't feel like he like fulfilled his burden to prove that his character scales to boundless.
Give me a minute.
Cool.
No hard feelings after the debate if I sounded toxic in the debate at all.
What?
I was talking to Midnite. I said no hard feelings after the debate. I don't know if I sounded toxic in the debate or
No,
not.
you're good, bro. You're good. I understand.
Okay.
I'm gonna delete my scale.
Midnite won this, I would say. Mid-diff.
Damn.
Mid-diff mainly due to the contentions. And, like, I'm talking about Timid's contentions. As well as
Okay.
Timid Timid also brought up a pretty decent argument about how the creator created all these dual systems, and like what he said, but he
Yeah.
couldn't substantiate it well enough. But it was definitely a good argument if he could substantiate it well. But overall, you just scaled your character higher, making you win.
All right, cool. GG to me.
GG.
All right. But midnight.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a clan war against